Imagine this. A Tesla, parked on a quiet street in Hollywood. Days turn into weeks. The car just sits there, unnoticed by most, until someone smells something strange. A call is made. Police arrive. They open the trunk, and what they find changes everything. Inside, the body of a 14-year-old girl. Her name, Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Her death, still unexplained. In that car, it's registered to one of music's fastest rising stars, D4vd, real name David Anthony Burke, the young viral artist behind the haunting hit Romantic Homicide. Coincidence? Or something much darker? Tonight, we're diving deep into the tangled mystery behind Celeste's death, the timeline, the theories, and why fans believe this case could destroy the career of one of music's brightest new stars. This is the story of the D4vd case, and the haunting question everyone is asking. Did he kill Celeste Rivas Hernandez? It's September in Los Angeles. The summer heat lingers. Streets shimmer with that familiar dry haze. But on one particular street, a Tesla sits abandoned. Its dark windows reflect nothing but silence. Neighbors start complaining. The car's been there too long. The smell, unbearable. On September 8th, 2025, workers from a nearby tow yard finally decide to move it. When they open the trunk, the world changes. Inside, wrapped in a plastic bag, they find human remains. Later identified as Celeste Rivas Hernandez, a 14-year-old girl who disappeared nearly a year earlier. And that Tesla? It wasn't just any car. It was registered to D4vd, the viral music sensation whose moody bedroom tracks had made him a TikTok star and Billboard charting artist by age 17. At the time her body was found, D4vd was reportedly on tour far from Los Angeles. But as detectives traced ownership, phone records, and property leases, the story started to twist. The Tesla had been sitting there for weeks. Neighbors recalled tickets being placed on the windshield. One citation was dated August 27th, another September 3rd. Days later, it was finally towed. By then, Celeste's body had likely been in the trunk for several weeks. The question? Who left it there? Before her name became a headline, Celeste Rivas Hernandez was a kid. Shy, creative, and restless. Born and raised in Lake Elsinore, California, Celeste grew up in a home where arguments were common. She ran away multiple times, police later confirmed. Riverside County records showed that deputies were called to her home 11 times in just over a year. Her friends described her as funny, emotional, and misunderstood, but they also said she was struggling with school, with family, and with feeling invisible. And that's when she discovered the internet. TikTok, Discord, Instagram, and maybe D4vd. By 2023, D4vd's music had exploded online. His breakout song, Romantic Homicide, became an anthem of teenage heartbreak. Raw, emotional, and eerily dark. I'm scared of the way you make me feel, darling. To fans, it was poetic. To detectives now revisiting the lyrics, it's chilling. Because of that song's new rise, because of the connection to the case, people began asking, was it just art? Or was it foreshadowing? When Celeste disappeared, some fans claimed to have seen photos, old posts, showing her with D4vd. None have been publicly confirmed, but speculation spread like wildfire. Internet sleuths scoured archives, dissected TikTok clips, searching for hidden meanings. Theories piled up. Was Celeste part of his creative circle? Was she at his shows? Or did they have a relationship that went too far? Police haven't confirmed any of it, but they did confirm this. The Tesla belonged to D4vd, and he was renting a property near where that car was parked. That's not just coincidence, that's proximity. And because of that, the internet exploded. Fans demanded answers. True crime creators flooded YouTube with theories. Romantic Homicide suddenly re-entered the Billboard Hot 100 at number 38. The same song that once made him famous now became the soundtrack to a potential crime.
After the gruesome discovery, LAPD's robbery homicide division took over. They searched the rented property linked to D4d. Bags of evidence were seen being removed by detectives. Still, no one was named a suspect. Not D4d, not anyone. Police described the death as deferred, meaning the cause wasn't clear. No visible trauma, no bullet wounds. The autopsy confirmed she wasn't pregnant and hadn't been in the past year. Toxicology tests were pending, but the body had been decomposing for weeks, making answers harder to find. And because of that, the question of murder versus accident loomed large. Could this have been an overdose, a runaway gone wrong, or something deliberately staged? Authorities refused to say. But behind the scenes, something else was happening.
Days after Celeste was identified, D4vd canceled his tour. All upcoming shows gone. He vanished from social media. No photos, no statements, no sightings. Then came the twist. LA Magazine confirmed he had hired Blair Burke, one of Hollywood's most feared defense attorneys. You might not know her name, but Hollywood does. She's represented Harvey Weinstein, Britney Spears, Bruno Mars, and Lindsay Lohan. Most recently, she defended Monica Cementelli, the woman sentenced for the murder of her celebrity hairstylist husband. When Burke enters a case, it means one thing: the stakes are sky high. So the public asked, why would a 20-year-old artist, not even named a suspect, hire such a powerful defense attorney? Because of that decision, the speculation tripled overnight. Was he expecting an arrest, or just preparing for one? Here's what legal experts say. When your name becomes linked to a criminal investigation, even if you're innocent, your life is no longer private. Every word you say can be twisted, every silence magnified. So, a lawyer like Blair Burke doesn't just defend you in court. She defends your image. She talks to law enforcement behind the scenes, finds out what detectives know, and makes sure her client doesn't get ambushed by the media. In other words, she's not there because her client is guilty. She's there to keep him from being destroyed before the truth comes out. Because if the timeline shifts even slightly, if toxicology reveals no foul play, then the entire narrative changes. But if it confirms homicide, everything will. Let's rewind. March 19th, 2024. Deputies visit Celeste's home twice in one day. That same day, she's seen on surveillance video outside a liquor store, the last confirmed sighting. Months pass. Rumors say she'd been seen on security cameras again, possibly returning to her neighborhood. But those reports remain unverified. Then, the summer of 2025. The Tesla sits abandoned in Hollywood. Tickets pile up. And by September, the car is towed. 3 days later, Celeste's remains are found inside. Her 15th birthday had been just the day before. Because of that chilling timing, fans began speculating that someone wanted her to be found, that it wasn't panic disposal, but placement. A message, a setup, or even revenge. Was it possible someone wanted to frame D4vd? To ruin his career by making sure his car became a crime scene? Police have not ruled out the possibility that Celeste's death was accidental. Sources told People magazine that investigators were exploring whether an overdose or accident led to her death, and that someone may have panicked and hidden the body. That could explain the wrapping, the car, and the lack of visible trauma. But if that's true, who was with her when she died? And why didn't they call for help? If D4vd wasn't there, someone else had access to his car. someone who knew where to park it and wanted it to stay hidden. The darker theory, the one dominating online forums, is that Celeste was killed. The reason? Too many coincidences. The car was registered to D4vd. It was parked near his rental property. He went silent immediately after. His song, Romantic Homicide, suddenly resurged on the charts. And because of that eerie parallel, many believe there's more to the story. One theory suggests the killer deliberately used his car to frame him, making sure the discovery would destroy his reputation and reignite his song's fame. A twisted publicity stunt or act of vengeance. Others think the lyrics themselves, the emotional chaos, the heartbreak, may hint at real pain, even guilt. But until police confirm the cause of death, it's all speculation.
There's another angle that's less discussed, but just as possible. What if D4vd is being targeted? Here's why some think that. When detectives impounded the car, it had been in plain view for weeks in one of the busiest neighborhoods in Hollywood. If someone truly wanted to hide a body, that's the worst possible choice. It's almost like someone wanted it to be found. Because of that, some fans suspect this could have been staged, a setup designed to destroy his image and capitalize on the media chaos. After all, bad news spreads faster than music ever could. And when Romantic Homicide climbed back onto the Billboard charts, the timing was impossible to ignore. As one commentator said, "We live in a world where tragedy and publicity sometimes look the same." Weeks after the discovery, the medical examiner's office released no final cause of death. Just one word: deferred. No charges, no suspects, no arrests. And because of that silence, theories keep multiplying. Celeste's family, heartbroken and frustrated, just wants answers. They've pleaded with the LAPD to release information, to tell them what really happened to their daughter. Meanwhile, D4vd's team remains quiet. His social media pages are frozen in time, the last posts showing a young artist at the peak of his fame before everything unraveled.
Before we go into the next chapter, kindly subscribe to get more in-depth videos like this. Thanks. The toxicology results are expected soon, and depending on what they reveal, this case could explode again. If Celeste's cause of death is ruled homicide, everything changes. If it's ruled undetermined, the mystery deepens. Either way, the world will be watching, and D4vd's silence will speak volumes. Give this video a like to support us. Thank you. You are awesome.